as you were asking, everybody was asking, okay, where are different types of batteries we can use, right? So I got so many around. Okay, so now you can see we need to achieve at least 6 volts because motor driver requirement is 6 to 12 volts, as you know, right? So total of this, one pencil cell generates 1.5 volts. So 1.5, and these are in series. Okay, these are in series. So voltage gets add up. Okay, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So total becomes 6 volts. So we can use similar power to your board. Okay. Now I have got, these are rechargeable batteries. These are called lithium ion batteries. But this is very, again, you have to be very careful while using this. Here one battery generates 3.6 to 3.6 to 4 volts. Okay, 4 plus 4, 8 volts. So it provides me more than 8 volts. Okay, these are rechargeable. The good point is that I can recharge it, use it again. The next one is 9-volt battery. So these are cheaper ones. It costs 40 rupees. This cost, the individual one costs 200 rupees. So 400 in total. This cost maybe 15 to 20 rupees, to 20 multiplied by 4, 80 rupees. This is 40 rupees. And this is a lithium polymer battery. This is a very high. These are mostly used for a hopper, what I said, quadrocopters, like those. So these called like 1,000 rupees, more than 1,500. Okay, but this has got very good capacity in the sense it will last longer, and these are rechargeable. So based on your budget, based on your requirement of a project, you can decide which battery to use. Okay, but I would suggest, being you are very young, um, avoid polymer batteries for now, lithium batteries for now. Go for the pencil cell batteries, the 9-volt battery. Okay, for now. Once you get comfortable with building stuff, and you know somebody who can help you with the deciding battery, how to recharge them, how to use them. Okay, and never ever do short circuit. What is meant by short circuit? I cannot connect this together. Okay, like this, it will short the battery and it will destroy the battery. This battery will even explode. Okay, this battery will get too hot. Okay, and then just you cannot use it further. The good point about these batteries is that these are not explodable batteries. These are very safe batteries. So that's why I'm asking you, use these ones. Okay, for now. Okay, but I've given you example of this just to make sure you understand, what are the different battery types, what are the cost around it. Okay, any questions around batteries? Otherwise we'll move to the motor driver.
Sir, we can move forward.
Can come again, somebody is asking something.
Sir, I said you can move forward.
Yes, okay. Okay, now motor driver, which is very important aspect. So as I mentioned, motor driver is for controlling the motor. Okay, a motor can have three. Can somebody tell me, a motor can have 3 states? What are these 3 states of a motor? Can anybody imagine? Motor has got 3 states. So hint is 2 states are moving states, one is not moving state. So what are these 2 moving states? What is a motor operation? Yes. Feel free. It is okay to get wrong answer.
Sir, can you repeat? I didn't get what did you say.
So motor has got, as I mentioned, motor has got 3 states. Okay, I would say not 3, 4 states actually. So what are those 4 states of a motor? 2 are moving, 2 are not moving states. Okay, let me give the answer. So motor can rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise, correct? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes, sir.
motor run clockwise as well as anti-clockwise? Are you with me? Yes. Okay. Now, can motor stay steady in the sense it will not move,
Yes, sir.
right? So that is a one state. Okay. Now there is a very interesting state of a fourth state, which is a brake state. Okay. Motor is not moving, so motor cannot move as well as it can. It if some external force is applied, like this, it rotates. Okay. So that is a free state. It is called free state. So now if I show you, just a minute, let me stop my share and show you the video. Okay. Now if you see, if I move it, it is a free state of a motor. So motor is moving freely. So with external force, it can move. But there is another state called brake. Okay, even if I push the or move the motor axle by external force, it should not move. So that is called brake state. Okay, so there are four states. One is clockwise, one is anti-clockwise, one is free moving, and fourth one is brake, where it will not move at all. Okay, so always remember, motor has got four states. Okay, now so if I to check the motor, you can directly plug the 9-volt battery to it and see whether it is moving or not, just to check whether, if you see. Okay, if I change the direction, I mean, if I change the terminals, it will move anti-clockwise. Okay, so depends on how you are connecting these terminals. Plus or positive, it will move the direction accordingly. All right. So that is called different anti-clockwise or clockwise. Let me share the screen again. Okay, so as I mentioned, this requires 6 to 12 volts. One is ground. Okay, so for that, and then there are two terminals. Here you can see for motor A, there are two terminals. For motor B, there are two terminals. So this motor driver will help us to control two DC motors. Okay, there are, so these DC motors, we can control four state of each motor. What is that? Clockwise, move the motor clockwise, move the motor anti-clockwise, uh, move the motor freely, means don't control it, let it be whatever it wants to do, let it happen. The fourth one is brake state. Okay, so now how to control that? Okay, so you on right hand side, this side, you can see that there are three green arrows and there are yellow arrows. So three green arrows control the motor A, and then this yellow arrows will control motor B. Fine. Any questions here? Anybody is having question?
No, sir.
No? Okay. So now if you see, based on this pins, I can control the direction of this A motor based on the direction of which pin I provide the connection to. It will decide how motor B should behave, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. But overall power of this board, I have to provide via these three pins, two pins basically. 6 to 12 volts is written, right? And then there is a ground, and then there is a 5 volt. Okay. So this is how the motor driver is. Okay. Neil, you have question? Yeah, Neil, you raise your hand. Do you have question? Okay. I think you raised by mistake. All right. Let's do the connections now. I will show you. Yeah, Dhruv, you have a question?
Sir, I by mistakenly did.
Okay. Okay, now let's build a board. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, we have board body. All right. We have caster wheel. So let's fix the caster wheel first. So as I mentioned, you just get the caster wheel. There is a plastic covering to it. Just remove that. Okay. And then from bottom, just keep it up, push it up through the hole, and then put this cover again back to it. back to the caster wheel. Okay, that's how the caster wheel get fixed. Now we have to fix the two uh, gear motors. We can do you have to add like this as well as this. Okay, as I mentioned, there are this small nut bolts you get in the market, but there are different ways you can fix this. Basically, you don't have to worry that okay, I don't have this, what should I do. You don't have to worry too much around that. Okay, how we can do that? You see, there are holes here. You see, there are holes I can put through the nut and bolts there. Let me show you via nut and bolts. One I will show you with double-sided tape also. Okay, you may not get all the things for your project every time, so you have to think through what else I can do to get this particular task done. Okay, so that thought process you should always keep it with you. That if something is not there, you should not stop your project. You should keep continuing doing that by looking at alternative solutions. Okay, that is also a good learning while building the project. I think one is enough. Second one is not going through, but for now, one is enough. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how we can differentiate between motor A and motor B?
Right now, you don't have to worry while fixing because it doesn't matter which one is which. While connecting to motor driver, we can decide which one is A and which one is B. Okay. While connecting to motor driver circuit, so we are not connecting right now. You know. Okay, now let's say if I don't have any this thing, I can use double-sided tape, put it here nearby. Okay, and then the other one. This is just a temporary solution I'm telling you. If you don't have, you can use glue gun also. Okay, put the glue here and then just stick it here. But right now I'm just showing you the simplest way. All right, done. Both the motors have been connected. Now use these holes to put the wire so that it will not come out like this. Okay, now we have fixed the motors. All right, now turn it upside down. I'm not putting the wheels right now because there is a reason to it. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to put the motor driver. We have to have the battery. We have to connect the IR sensor. So let's fix the IR sensor first. So IR sensor required to be fixed at this board, at front, right? Because we have to detect the line below the caster wheel. Okay, so we have to connect the like this. All right. So I can use the double-sided tape here. Just cut a bit of double-sided tape. Again, I can use glue gun also here, but it becomes permanent. So I'm avoiding that. Remove this. This one is here. I can adjust it because with the two-sided tape, what happens is I can adjust anytime the position of it. Okay, this is how connected the IR sensors. That is done. Now we have to have this connection. Okay, now I don't know what is A and B here. Okay, but right now let's put it like this way. Again, you see there are different, there are open connections here. So if you connect this on this metal body directly, it will not work. It may malfunction. So you have to have insulator in between. So your two-side tape can act as an insulator. So we can provide two-side tape here and then put our LED here. Okay, that's why it will not the connection, the open connections here, the soldering joints will not touch the metal body. You know, that is important. Otherwise, it will malfunction. All right, this way we have done. Now the other thing is we want to put our breadboard. So breadboard, as you know, it is just for connections. Okay, making connections. So most of you might know that how breadboard works is these lines, these rows are interconnected. So this row is interconnected. So if I provide connection here, it is available everywhere here. Okay, this is how it will work. Okay, these are not connected. These columns are not connected. Okay, these are different columns, but these rows are same rows. Oh, so if you provide connection to, these are interconnected. So you can see that also after connection. So let me put this here first. So there is a double side tape already there. I'm just putting it. Okay. Here. First. All right. So this is done. Now battery position. I have to put. I want to get the battery. Oops. Sorry. There is a problem here. I want to put it here. I will tell you why. Because when I put battery, I need to have the connection from this. Okay. To so now let's put battery out here. Again using two-side tape. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, so let's make connection to the motor driver. So as Amni was asking, okay, what is a motor A, what is a motor B? So that we can decide. Okay, let's decide this motor should connect to this point. This motor should connect to this point. Okay, we can decide that. So let's connect this. So this yellow ones or these wires are from motor A, for example. So let's connect that to this these two terminals. These two are for motor A, as we decided. Okay, we need a star screwdriver here.
Sir, which cell are you using?
I am using 9 volt, 9 volt cell, which you get the Nipo one or Everready one.
Okay, sir.
Then I am connecting the second motor to the B terminals. Okay, as I mentioned, it is we will decide which terminal we want to connect. If something goes wrong, we can alter your connections also. Okay, so you don't have to worry on that. Is everybody understanding what I am trying to do here? Any
Yeah,
questions?
sir.
Any questions
No,
here?
sir.
Okay,
No
now
question.
so we have connected motors to two different terminals of it, A and B. Now we want to power it up. Okay, motor. We want to power the motor driver. So that can be powered. This is a positive. This is a negative. Okay, so positive coming from battery. The red wire should go to the left hand side terminal. The black one would go to middle terminal. Okay, let's open that. fix the positive one. I fix the ground one also. Now, I also need to power up the IR sensor because IR sensor also got two pins, VCC and ground, right? That needs a 3 to 5 volt. I cannot provide 9 volt to IR sensor. Remember that. I can only provide 3 volts or 5 volts. The good point about this motor driver that these two terminals or this is a ground. Okay, ground is common everywhere. So this terminal on right hand side, rightmost side, it provides 5 volt. Okay, remember that. There is an option that this motor driver will provide you the 5 volt output. Okay, now as I mentioned, there were jumper wires, where two male jumper wires. If you remember, I asked we required, right? So that required now for us to get that positive and negative from 5 volt from this motor driver to our breadboard. Okay, both are male. If you see, these are male pins. Okay, now I can provide one inside the positive one. This is a positive 5 volt positive. Let's fix that. Then there is the ground. Okay, that is negative. So I have to adjust both of them together. This black wire coming from battery and this white wire, again ground is required because IR sensor required ground as well as 5 volt VCC current, right? So that we have to provide. So now why I'm using breadboard, because I can enable this all one row by connecting this white pin here. And this one, this row. Okay, both rows are different rows. Remember that because these are divided by this middle space. So this row is different, this row is different. Okay. Okay, now what happens is that the 5 volt coming from this purple wire would enable all these 4 pins, all this row, and this negative or the ground will enable all these lines. Okay, now I can get the jumper wire again and I can provide the connection to IR sensors here. I need positive, negative, positive, negative. So I need total 4 jumper wires. Again, these are jumper wires, but this is positive and as well as negative jumper wire. Okay. Positive in the sense, sorry, I mean to say the male and female jumper wire. So male portion would go into the breadboard side. Okay, one is positive, one is negative, as I told you. So here on the IR sensor, there is positive VCC written. I just put on VCC pin. So I require a female connection here. That's why I need a female wire at one side and male terminal at another side. And then the ground would go to the middle of the pin. Okay. Similarly for other IR sensors, I need again 2 more pins. Okay, one is VCC, one is ground. Okay, any question till this point?
No, sir.
To make it look nicer, I can bundle this together so that you don't confuse, okay, which wire is which one. So these wires for one IR sensor, these two wires, So you have to remember that whenever there are connection get loose and things, you make sure you always put wires together so that you will not get confused. Let's say you build a project or in a competition and then you don't remember which wire goes where. Okay, name them. You use this white paper tape or masking tape, write on that. Okay, this is a positive, this is a negative, this is goes to pin number this goes to pin number that. Okay, whenever it comes out, okay, I need to put it here. So this is the best practice. Since I know where it is coming and going, so I don't need to put it for now at least. Okay, now there is another. So there is a output is still open, right? This output is still open. I need to connect the another jumper wire to output here. Okay, so as I mentioned, let's see that. Okay, whenever let's say motor is going forward, this bot is going forward. Okay, now let's say, and there is a black strip underneath, है ना? So what we have to do is we have to make the motor on and off so that it can find the black wire always, है ना? So what would happen is that let's say your motor while running, your bot while while running on the ground, while tracing the black line. So let's say this IR, there are two IR sensors, right? Those will find the white space when it goes this way. So this IR sensor find whenever it goes out of the way on left hand side, my left hand side, it will find that okay, there is a white line or white space. Then it has to come back and turn the bot to the black line again. Okay, that means I need to turn this motor off so that this motor will continue and it will turn on this side. Similarly, let's say it goes this side out of the black line, then this will get enabled first, right? Once this gets enabled first, then it should stop this motor and this it should turn this motor on. Okay, so that is how the logically it will work, you know. So what I need to do is I need to build, I need to control the motor. So as I mentioned, these 3 pins. So one pin is already taken away. So I need to make sure how the connection for this motor works is based on how you are providing this output to these 4 pins. Okay, I will show you how it works. I need to actually I need to make okay, I need both of them are female wires because both are male pins. Okay, coming from that, I need to use, so as okay, now we can reconnect again if we get disconnected in 10 minutes. Okay, so what happens is that though there are two IR sensors, so this IR should control stoppage of this motor. This IR sensor should control stop of this sensor. Okay, let's try that first and then we'll see how it works. And for you to understand the direction, let me I'm just putting this. I'm trying to put tape on the motor because then you can understand how it is rotating and how I can change the direction and runtime. Okay, so I put a tape here and here just to let you know how it is behaving. I mean how it is rotating. Okay, now when I turn it on, so you see this is on now. Okay, as well as this both the are on. Okay, both the IR sensors are on. So if I put my hand nearby, you see the other one detects it. So both of them, so both of the red gets on. Can you see that clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now both of them should control each motor. Okay. So now if you see this motor is working. When I am putting this pin here on the second one, then it is rotating this motor. Similarly, if I put this side of a third or fourth pin, this is rotating. But we can decide which where to put on, right? Because we want to move this forward. That means it has to rotate this way. So I have to select out of these two pins. I should select this one because it then moves this bot forward. That's why I have to put on pin number 2. Similarly, and this black wire is coming from this pin. Okay, so that means whenever IR sensor detects white space on this side, it will stop this wheel, and then this wheel will continue, and then it will rotate. Okay, let's see that. And then the other wire I have to put on this side. Okay, now this is rotating in a reverse direction. So this is not good because I need to have this should rotate like this, right? So it has rotated like this. If you see, so it is rotating properly now, forward direction. Okay. So you have to decide the pins based on where you want to, how you want to rotate your. Now battery is very low, that's why it's not rotating both of them. Okay, we can connect back if we get disconnected. There is a last part of it. We will be over there. Yeah, I put the new battery so that now so you see with the two-sided tape it doesn't fix it well, so I need to put a bolt to it, otherwise it will keeps coming out. But you can use glue gun as I mentioned, that is also a good option.
Sir, why are you fixing both the motors differently?
Okay. No, yeah. So if you remember, you see that I reverse it. So I that's my mistake. But what happens is that you can change the direction by changing this pin. Okay, remember that. You can always change the pin and make it anti-clockwise, clockwise. So that option you have. But this is a good observation that I am doing it wrong. Let's make it symmetrical. That will looks nicer first. I fix it now. This is okay. All right. Now our bot is ready. We have to fix the wheels. Okay, we'll connect back once we disconnect and then we'll take a trial. and then if you want to fix anything, the connections, etc., we will fix it. So our body is ready, but we are not very sure whether it will work or not, because distance we haven't calculated or we haven't checked on a black wire line. So we have to check that. We also check it the direction wise it is going great or not, whether we require to make that correction. So that we will see. All right. So I think yeah, I think we will have 2 minutes more now. Okay, any question till this point? Anything? I know this is little maybe confusing a bit, but once you do it by your hand, right, it's very easy, very easy. We are just controlling the motor, these two motors A and B, based on these two pins. Okay, these two pins, the output of the IR sensor decides motor rotating. Okay, obviously we want to rotate forward. All right, that is decided. That pin is decided. But based on whether it is detecting black or white line, it stops and starts the motor, individual motor. Okay, and that's how the direction gets controlled. Because let's say you stop this and you keep this on, the rotation would be like this way. Let's say you keep it on and stop this one, the rotation would like this. The direction is decided on the stop and start of motor. Okay, and that we are deciding by IR sensor. That's it. It's very simple logic. You know? Okay, any questions? Okay, let me take it to the ground now. Okay, let me change the focus. This is my testing demo ground, right? Looks better. So you have to tell me if it's not working properly. You have to tell me the options, what I need to do. Okay, it is not at all rotating, going forward. What could be the reason? It is not at all going forward. I can show you. So now when I lift up, it is going forward, it is rotating. But when I put it on a black wire, it's supposed to, so what happens when, okay, let's connect back. There is only 1 minute left. Let's connect back and we'll discuss further. All right. But this is very interesting now. How to make it